create money magic mischief. So thank you for standing by. It'll just be a couple minutes for me to pop it into there. Hey, Christine. Sorry about that. I'm like, it'll be interesting to see who shows up. Pop it into there. Okay. It's in the Facebook group. Christine. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm like, it'll be interesting to see. Okay, pop it into there. Okay. Now let me share it. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, do you guys hear all these echoes? It's amazing. Okay, let me share it in our group. All this technical fun stuff. Create money magic mischief. There we go. Okay, good. Excellent. I'm just going to pull me out of the group so I don't echo. All right, so we have, this will be, oh good, we have a couple people. Welcome, thank you. There was, all of us living in different time zones, it's interesting how things kind of get confusing, but welcome, I'm so happy you're here, and welcome to our groups. I'm Allison, co-creator of the Intuitive Alignment Method, and Christine, you can see her picture. She will be here. She's the other co-creator of Intuitive Alignment Method, and she'll be managing any questions you have, kind of monitoring the groups to see, you know, if there's any technical difficulties or anything. So again, welcome to our webinar. Go from feeling invisible to invincible. We're thrilled to have you here. So I wanted to quickly go over to make sure that you're in the right place. So we created this webinar if you sometimes feel like an outsider, or you sometimes hide and feel invisible, and maybe that you don't belong. I know I used to go through that all the time. We've all gone through this, I think, feeling like a fraud or an imposter. You know, we doubt ourselves. So here's what you'll get by hanging out with us today. First of all, we're so excited to have you here, but you'll get an amazing, powerful energy healing that will give you a strong sense of belonging. We're going to go in and feel into our body where we hold fear and release it. And you'll leave feeling like your true self, like your authentic self that's able to be vulnerable. It's really important. And you'll also see how valuable you truly are, which will allow you to create better relationships. And this webinar is not for you. And this is hilarious, but I remember when I first was getting into kind of like woo-woo stuff, some of my friends were like, what's going on here? So we want to warn you that if the word energy healing makes you go, oh, then this probably isn't the right webinar for you. And also, if you don't think changing your mindset can change your life, because this is what I find so unique about how Christine and I were able to get to the bottom of where we were stuck. And it's using both. It's using coaching, we love neuroscience, and healing to really go in and make permanent changes, not just put Band-Aids over it, or, you know, get to it and then it's still there. So, and also, I want to also let you know that I am going to talk about our amazing program starting Monday. So if you get bugged when people offer a program at the end of their webinar, then this probably isn't the right one for you either. So the last one is if you're not willing to even step your big toe outside your comfort zone, because that's where all the change happens, is getting a little bit, even the tiniest bit uncomfortable to step into change. So please hang in here till the end, because I have some incredibly fun and interesting and also powerful bonuses at the end. So I do have Irish lineage, so I do love telling stories. So I'm going to share with you, when I used to feel invisible, I remember 4 years ago. This happened many times, but this one really sticks in my head. It was 4 years ago. I was on a film set because I did makeup on commercials and advertising. And I just felt like I didn't fit in. I honestly could have won an Academy Award for faking confidence, because everyone always thought I was so confident. But deep inside, I dreaded it because I just felt like I didn't belong. And even though I'd been in the industry for 27 years, I still felt insecure. Who the heck am I? What do I have to say? I'm not interesting. And working with top directors and huge celebrities, I still felt like a fraud. And I was terrified that one day they'd find out that I actually didn't know what I was doing. I'd be exposed. And I remember one time, often during lunch, we'd sit around these tables, and usually I'd be with my crew. So I was hanging out with like art department and fellow makeup artists and wardrobe. But every now and then I would end up at a table and like the director or an actor would sit down and I would just freeze because I was so afraid someone would ask me a question. Like I was so busy overthinking, what will I say? I'm going to look stupid. What if I say, what should I say? Can I add into this conversation? It was horrible. And honestly, that feels like eons ago because through transformational coaching and healing, I was able to really get in where this unworthiness and fear and overwhelm was living and let it go for good. This is our biggest dream for our fellow women. We love women and we want to change as many women's lives as possible. So for me, this deep healing restored my divine birthrights, what I came into the world with, and it allowed me to not only feel worthy, but to trust and be open, be vulnerable, which in turn allowed me to tune in to my intuition, accept messages, downloads, which allowed me to create Soulful Self-Activation series. And honestly, that's when I became obsessed. I mean, I'm the type, there's no gray area. I'm into it or I'm not. And I became obsessed with learning everything I could about different forms of therapy, neuroscience, energy healing, oils, crystals. I got certified in 6 coaching and healing methods and modalities. And honestly, Christine and I, because we both have been trained in so many amazing ways, but we really came together and figured out a way to pull it all together, what worked for us, what didn't work, what we thought could maybe be better, and get in there and get rid of that energetic pollution that keeps women small. We can't be small anymore. The time has come for us to step into our power. So flash forward to 3 years ago from that day. And let me just say, I'm excited to go visit my friends on a set and sit down with whoever the hell chooses to sit next to me and not feel uncomfortable anymore. Excited for that day. So now I'm a sought after coach and healer. I love to speak live. I love to do these webinars. I love to do podcasts. I don't have any hesitation about it. I love it. I've created 2 successful coaching and healing businesses and quite a few programs. And really the most important thing is I'm happily married. I have my dream man. I adore him and I have incredible relationships. And I'm not just talking about on the surface. These are real transparent relationships where I can show up and be vulnerable, have those uncomfortable conversations. And that's a gift, So my entire business and life changed. And it's funny, I actually think it started. I remembered who I truly was the moment I started looking inward instead of searching outward, instead of trying to fill it with shopping and food and whatever, you know what I mean? I went inward and it restored my sense of belonging, which in turn put me back in touch with my power because we've all got it. It's in there. And trust me, if I can do it, the little shy girl on set 3 years ago, I promise you can. And I'm guessing, and if you have any comments, please put them in the questions and Christine will be there to walk you through it. And she can send me a message if you need anything or you're not able to hear me or anything. So I'm guessing the reason you might be here is that you're frustrated. Frustration it's so common, isn't it, when we start our own businesses, when we're trying to build our empires. And it's really frustrating when you're working so hard and you feel like everybody's being noticed and you're not. And it's also terrifying just to push yourself and then have that awful fear of what if I look silly, what if I make a mistake? Everyone's going to judge me. So we're hoping you're here because you've heard all the buzz and excitement about how we're having success with our clients using the coaching and healing tools that we give them. So, well, you might be here because you just want to hang out with us too. And if that's the case, welcome. We are thrilled that you're here. So I'm curious, and I wish I could see the comments. I left my phone downstairs, but I'll have to look after this. But I want to know if anybody lives in California or anywhere where there's an earthquake. Just say yes. I'm gonna see if I can peek into the, oh, I can't peek into the group. I want to know who's here. Anyways. Well, I'll have to check afterwards. But I live in Los Angeles, a suburb. I live in Pasadena. And we have earthquakes here a lot. Sometimes they're just tiny little tremors and you just kind of, what was that? You know? But sometimes they're fierce and they destroy buildings, homes. You know, anyone that has been through an earthquake knows how scary it is. And I remember when I was young, you know, we had quite a big one. Tons of stuff broke, you know. Our house was fine, but my parents had to have someone come in and re-bolt our house to the foundation because there's always a fear here that the big one's coming. Knock on wood, hasn't happened yet. But here we are as humans in our bodysuits. And just like my childhood home that had to be bolted to the foundation, we also need a strong foundation for our body temple. We have to have that. Now, when I created Soulful Self-Activation series, I really went through our birthrights and our chakras, and I realized that there are really 7 building blocks that go along with our 7 chakra energy centers. And I'm just going to go through those quickly. The first one is self-concept, and this is in our root chakra. Now, self-concept is the image that we have of ourselves. This is heavily influenced by our family of origin. It's also heavily influenced from past lives, the experience that we had. This is us saying, this is who I am, and I have a right to be here. The second one is self-awareness, and this is in our sacral chakra. And this is the first step to personal development, and to me, it's really the oxygen of spiritual life. It's our creativity. And especially as women, this is our power source. It really is. The next one is self-acceptance, and this is in our solar plexus, and this heals and restores the belief that you're enough. You're enough. And that what you want is yours. And that you're infinitely more powerful as your authentic self than trying to be what other people tell you you should be. This is a great place to just harness and amplify your personal power. The next one is self-compassion. And this is our heart chakra. And I love this one because our heart center is so wise, you know, and this is where we can turn understanding, acceptance inward. Fill ourselves with love, you know, because we can't really share love unless we're first filled with love from the inside. This is also where we find compassion for ourselves. The next one, so important for women, is self-worth, and this is in our throat chakra. So many women have thyroid issues. I do. I have Hashimoto's. I felt really uncomfortable using my voice for most of my life. This is about internal validation, recognizing your innate worth, speaking your truth loud and clear. You know, it's using your authentic voice and honoring your personal integrity. Your personal integrity. Again, not other people's version of that. The next one is self-trust, and this is our third eye chakra, and this releases all the social conditioning and family rules. It reconnects you with your inner intuition, and it actually strengthens your ability to hear your voice, your intuition. The next one, crown. You know, anyone that does meditation, that's such a powerful portal, isn't it? Connecting us to our highest self, to source energy. But this one is self-love. And the reason, it's interesting when I was creating this program, because I did it through a lot of meditation. And at first I thought self-love, of course, would be in the heart center. But I was given the message that it's actually last, because self-love is so important. And if the other foundations aren't secure, self-love will collapse. And self-love is so important. It's our fuel. It is the foundation of who we are. It's about having real compassion for who we are as humans and directing that love inward, surrendering to love, and also creating a clear gateway to divine source energy. Now, here's the thing. Again, like I'd mentioned with self-love, if our 7 selves, especially self-concept, because that's the base, right? This is the foundation, like picture a house, that's the foundation. If it's not developed or imprinted with limiting beliefs, or if it is imprinted, and all these imprints happen from when we're in the tummy up to 5 years old. If this first chakra, our root and self-concept, does not have a strong foundation, it causes the entire structure to fall apart. Like, did anyone ever play, you'd build like a little house of cards? I was terrible. My brother always had it. He got it down, his stayed. Mine would always fall over. It's like, but anyways, picture that. So beginning with self-concept, again, connected to our root chakra, it holds the birthright, the right to be here, and the right to exist. And if this has impaired beliefs from negative imprinting, it causes energy that's detrimental to how we experience life. And really what this does is it causes us to disconnect from who we truly are. So again, and I'm actually going to quote one of the incredible women that went through our program, put this so beautifully yesterday in our group. I'm just going to share this. I'm going to share exactly what she wrote with you. People always focus on money clearings, abundance clearings, prosperity clearings. You need a solid foundation to receive and keep that money. And this program will help you clear out the darkness. It will help you see the light. So in case you're wondering, well, how do I know if this is what's going on with me? So I'm just going to go over where this shows up, and then we'll get into the healing. So how this shows up is we feel disassociated from ourselves, and we're unable to feel into our body. And I find this a lot when I'm first working with my clients. I'll suggest they feel into their body, and they just over intellectualize it. I don't know, I don't feel anything. What are you talking about? So it's learning to just be able to feel into your body, to really, when you get to a point where you just automatically know where the energy's stuck, and then you can get rid of it. So it's tapping into your intuition. So where it shows up is you feel like an outsider. Maybe you're in Facebook groups and you're like, oh, everyone, they're a group and I'm over here. We struggle with that. We feel alone. This often can cause someone to create poor boundaries. And also it causes, like I was talking about, being afraid that I'd be found out as a fraud when I was a makeup artist, right? It's that constant fear of I'm going to be found out, I'm a fraud. What am I really, do I even know what I'm doing? It's normal, first of all, to think that, but it's then we turn it into a story and we make it a story about us. So we tend to create all these reasons, right, why this isn't working, when the truth is, when we feel like we have the right to be here and exist, we automatically know we have the right to shine bright. There's no confusion there. So let's go ahead and talk about going from feeling invisible to invincible, because I know that's why you guys showed up, so I want to get into this. So just take a moment and just kind of like get comfortable and just kind of breathe into your body. And I want you to kind of ask yourself, what would it take to feel invincible? To show up to those Facebook Lives, podcasts, interviews, walk into those meetings and meetups, right? I know that for me was scary because I do everything on the computer, and that took some getting used to. Oh my God, real people, But what would it feel like to walk in with confidence and feel like a badass? I got this, right? What would it feel like to promote your latest program without checking every 5 minutes? Who signed up? Who signed up? No one signed up yet. You know, what would it feel like to just let go of that outcome, knowing they either will, and if they don't, not the end of the world. You'll just course correct. That's how we learn. Everybody does that. And what would it feel like to create incredible relationships where you can show up even on those days where you're not your polished, perfect, there is no perfect, but polished self, right? That you can be authentic and real and share things that are a little bit scary, knowing you belong, not having that fear of, if I'm honest, they'll leave. So I'm guessing that would feel pretty good. So I'm going to go through some steps that'll help align you with stepping into feeling invincible. And then we'll do an energy healing that'll go in and it'll release old stories, truths, and energetic baggage. So, and I just want to say quickly also, when we get into the healing, it's important to drink a lot of water. I'll remind you when we get to that too, because you want to process it, let it go through your body. So the first step is get honest. I mean, really honest. You know, and what I mean by that is, I think for a lot of us, it's so easy to blame others. And as we know, that never works, because nobody, not your lover, your family, your partner, your business partner, or society are responsible for how you feel. So take a moment. You don't have to do this now. You can if you want to. And make a list of who you pointed the blame finger at, right? It's their fault. They've got it. Why don't I? Or it could be you're upset that your good friend hasn't called you. And then I want you to kind of turn it around, to reframe it, to look at a different perspective. So you're taking it personally out of the picture. So in other words, my best friend never calls me. Can be turned into, I'm glad she's happy and busy, and I'm glad she actually doesn't feel pressured to call me. There's no expectations there. So you're not taking on that, she doesn't like me vibe. The next one is to step outside of the situation, because we always give such great advice to friends, don't we? Or like our spouses, you know, the best advice ever. But then when it comes to us, we're just in the thick of it. So step outside of yourself and just think about, what advice would you give to your really good friend that says to you, I'm really scared to go live on the internet. I'm afraid. What would you say to her? Would you be mean? Would you say, oh God, you're just never going to make it? No, you'd say, I know it's scary. You'd probably walk them through it. The next one is to write out where you feel invisible. So what I like to do, and unfortunately I'm not an expert on these webinars yet, so I wanted to create a PDF for you. So I'll put that in the groups and Create Money Magic and Mischief. I'll put a PDF in there for you. But what you basically do is you figure out where you feel invisible, and then you put the highest priority. I would say pick 3 of them, okay? And then you're going to make a column. So you put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, columns underneath all of them. And then feel into where you're feeling scared, where the resistance is for each of them. Because it's important, again, to be honest, to look at what you're really afraid of or where your resistance is. And then for each one, put down 1 even tiny baby action step you can take. Because even the tiniest action step moves you in the right direction. It creates, just even energetically, it shows that you're moving forward. So it's really important, even if it's a tiny, tiny step. And the next one, of course, is realizing that the word perfect should have never been created. Nothing's perfect. We get so stuck here. That's why people don't create programs or go on lives. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought in my head this was at 11:30. I had my robe on like at 10 to 11, and I got a reminder of the webinar. I was like, oh, so none of us are perfect. And trust me, I sat in motorhomes with a lot of actors and models. And let me tell you, nothing's perfect, okay? So just let that one go. And I want to quickly also talk about social situations, because a lot of us are online entrepreneurs. But I think it's important too to get used to going out and being in social situations. And I know for myself, because I'm kind of an introverted extrovert, that first high can just, it's like overthinking it, trying to remember your elevator pitch, what was it again? So I want to share a few ideas just to help you through that. So first of all, come prepared, but don't overthink it. So for me, I just kind of go through 7 versions of what I do. That way, if I forget one, I can just wing it, right? What I want to accomplish that night. Do I want to get business cards? Do I want to just create community? What do I want from this event? And don't go in there and talking from what I used to do. I used to dive into whatever seat I could find, and then I would pick up my phone and just sit on my phone. Who in the world would come up to me like that, So don't get all cozy sitting down, because people don't like to usually invade your space. They can take it as she clearly doesn't want to talk to me. So stand up and I know it's scary, but just allow yourself to kind of mingle, make eye contact. And hey, listen, everyone loves to talk about themselves. So just walk up to someone, introduce yourself, and say, what do you do? What do you do for a living? I'm Allison. What do you do? What's your name? Where do you live? Usually they will just take the microphone from there. So again, you've created connection. So going back to feeling invincible and walking into that networking party with your shoulders back and like, I got this. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to picture, but really allow yourself to either picture or feel what it feels like to have that confidence and feel invisible. Not invisible, invincible. Although, wouldn't it be great, like in Harry Potter, when he used to put that blanket over himself and he could be invisible? Oh, that'd be kind of handy, wouldn't it? But anyways, I want you to just start by feeling like you have it right now. You know that you have a right to exist, to be here, to belong. And just allow yourself to feel safe and loved. It's kind of like what I experienced when I was first working on this is I felt like I could breathe. I didn't feel like I was just on looking for approval, looking to be liked. I felt like I could just breathe. So just keep your eyes closed. And I'm going to start to take you on an energy healing journey. This is something that Christine and I, through our intuitive alignment method, created, called Heal the Wheel of Life. And we worked on this specifically for this webinar. It's a beautiful modality because you're able to adjust it to whatever you're needing in that moment. So today we're going to be working on restoring your knowingness that, simply put, who you are matters. That you're a gift. And simply by being here, you are invincible. So if you don't have water, you might want to grab some. And then just get comfortable. Close your eyes. Wherever you are, it's fine. Just don't be driving when you listen to this, because a lot of energy shifts, and you're going to want to drink water and just allow yourself to kind of stabilize afterwards, which I'll walk you through it. So you're not going to have to do any work here. Just go ahead and get comfortable. Close your eyes. And I want you to feel your feet. Just put your attention to your feet. Just notice that they're getting heavier and heavier. Doesn't matter if your feet are on the ground. Just feel them being pulled down as if they have magnets connecting them to Mother Earth. And now feel them growing roots like the roots of an ancient tree, sinking down into our Mother Earth. Just allow yourself to feel the feeling of the being pulled down, knowing that you're safe, loved, and protected. Just allow yourself to stay here, feel this unconditional love that our Mother Earth gives us, the strength, no judgment, pure acceptance. And now feel yourself pulling this energy up through the roots of your feet, up into your feet, through all the chakras in your feet. Now up into your legs, going further up, through your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, and now I want you to just allow it to fill your heart center and actually expand it. So feel your shoulders dropping back, feel your chest expanding, allowing you to accept this healing and be in alignment with your highest good. And I'm surrounding everybody with white light, protecting them. And okay, good. So with your eyes still closed, I want you to start feeling back. Just feel back, or think back, picture, whatever comes easy to you. The last time that you felt invisible, or maybe the last time you compared yourself to someone thinking they have it and I don't. Or it's so hard. Maybe when you were just so hard on yourself, beat yourself up, or maybe when you wanted to run or hide or give up, screw this, it's too hard. Just feel into that moment. And I'm purposely trying to bring up feelings that are uncomfortable. So you're in a safe space. So go ahead and just let it rise up. Allow yourself to feel it because we want to loosen it and let it rise up and let you be healed. So as you feel into this, just allow yourself to continue to take long inhales. And as you exhale, just push all the air out. As you continue to feel into your body, you're going to feel around for any tightness or tension and just notice. Just notice. And if you don't feel anything, I want you to ask yourself, if I was holding on to stress in my body, where would this be located? So again, if you don't feel anything, I just want you to ask yourself, if I was holding on to stress in my body, where would this stress be located? Just put your attention there. And I'm going to do an energetic healing now to release the energy that's holding these old limiting beliefs, fear, all of that. So just relax. Again, I'll do all the work. You can keep your eyes closed. It's best to do that because then you can feel into your body. So I'm going to start with emotions. And emotions are your internal landscape, your feelings. So let's release and remove any and all feelings of not fitting in, of being lonely, of feeling invisible, like you're in a crowd and you say something and nobody hears you, of not being welcome into groups, feeling excluded, maybe feeling you're not enough or that you want to give up. Let's go ahead and delete all of that. And I also want to clear any anxiety, any feelings of overwhelm, any feelings of unworthiness, any beliefs that I can't do this. Let's clear this from your cells, your body systems, your tissues, all the way down through your DNA. And delete this from all times, timelines, and dimensions now. Let's take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, I want to strengthen and amplify you to feel confident, accepted, and appreciated all the way to infinite potential. Now I want to remove beliefs, assumptions, meanings that you've made from past experiences, meanings that you've made about you. Any story your mind's made up about who you are. I want to release the stories that we make up, stories of I don't know where to start, or it needs to be perfect, or it's too much work. We're going to release any belief that you're carrying around that or about yourself. And I also want to release any beliefs you're carrying about the world and other people that are keeping you small, comparing yourself. I want to delete all beliefs that you're broken, or that you're a fraud, or that you need to hide. I want to release and clear all of this energy from all time, timelines, and dimensions now. Let's take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, feel this energy rising up like a puff of smoke leaving you. And I want to strengthen and amplify the new belief that people cannot wait to get to know me. What I say matters. And I have a right to be here. Next, I want to remove anything on the internet or social media, the news, causing you to doubt yourself and causing you to compare yourself. It's all, none of it matters. None of it matters. So I want to release and clear all of this energy that you might be holding on to. They have it so easy. They're getting more comments than me. Let's go ahead and clear that now, all the way down through all time, timelines, and dimensions now. And I want to strengthen confidence, authenticity, and also just being okay with whatever is. Releasing outcomes. And I want to delete any social trauma from any time you've been shamed or bullied. Anytime you've been jealous or someone's been jealous of you. Anytime you've changed yourself to fit in, altered yourself in a way that wasn't in alignment with who you are. I want to go in and I want to release all inner child wounds, any restrictive family roles, any expectations that were put on you by your parents or by school or by society. I want to delete putting people on pedestals. So I want to release and clear that through all time, timelines, and dimensions now. And I want to strengthen you to really step into your own unique value system, which allows you to create your own experience in this lifetime. So let's strengthen that all the way up to 100% infinite potential. And now I want to release the ancient consciousness, the collective mind, and this is especially for burnout healers, martyr, anyone over spiritualizing, spiritual bypassing. The tendency to, for those of us that are very spiritual, which everyone is, but those of us who tend to live in the clouds, let's put you back in your body, ground you. Because we are on this planet, in this lifetime. So it's good to always stay grounded. I want to delete all empathic energies you're picking up from other people. And this is important. This is very important. Because sometimes people, it's not that they don't want the best for us, but they're threatened by us. So we don't want to pick up on that energy. So let's go ahead and let's delete all empathic energies you're picking up from people, places, or things, all beliefs that aren't yours. And let's release the pattern of giving your power away. So I want to release and clear anything from past lives or anything that was passed down from your family lineage. So all genetic codes, outdated family rules. Sometimes I get, for those of you that are new with me, I get images or words. So I just got the message. Let's delete the rule that you can't stand out for fear of being noticed. This actually feels past life. So maybe not standing out for fear of being hurt or possibly even being killed. So it's a heavy one. Let's go ahead and let's clear that through all time, timelines, and dimensions now. And I want to amplify and strengthen you to feel at home in your body, to feel at home in your body, to step into experiencing what you came into this body to experience in this lifetime. So I want to strengthen that all the way to infinite potential. And then I just want to also, I want to release giving your power away in relationships, putting other people first. And I want to release the fear of, the fear of being alone. It's almost like if I step into my spotlight, I'll be alone. So let's go ahead and let's release that fear. That's just something keeping us stuck. So I want to, with that, release and delete all inhibitions and really strengthen you to be silly and have fun, okay? So I want to release and clear all of this through all time, timelines, and dimensions now. Whew. Strengthen and amplify love, radiating your truth, your authentic self. Okay, so just feel yourself gently coming back into your body. Still keeping your eyes closed. You're coming back into the present moment and reconnecting back into Mother Earth, all the way down to our heart center. And now pull this energy back up through your feet, into your legs, all the way up through your body, anchoring and infusing this healing all the way down to your quantum particles. And just take a nice inhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So unfortunately, I can't see anybody, but I hope everybody's doing good. See, we have a lot of people in the group, so please feel free to comment, to let us know how you feel. There was a lot of energy. Unfortunately, I didn't bring water, but I could feel a lot of clearing coming up, especially in my throat center. So I think there's a lot of, as you can see, being afraid to use your voice. That's what keeps us invisible, really, is having fear around looking silly or being judged. I don't know if anybody identifies with this. I would love to hear your comments, but this is a very tiny example of what Christine and I created in the Soulful Self-Activation series. It's incredibly transforming. It really is. And again, what the purpose of today was to go in and really clear out what we're holding in our root chakra, in our right to exist. And that is week one. So we go much more into that during the week one. But honestly, doing this can transform your entire business. But that's great. And heck yeah, but really, to me, most importantly, your life. And I noticed in the last group, last two groups, I've run this twice, a lot of amazing things happened. One woman who had been struggling incredibly talented photographer, getting her career off the ground, is getting new clients all the time. But what stuck out the most to me was relationships. Feeling so at peace with yourself and able to be transparent and real that you can create a community and romantic relationships. So really, to me, it's the transformation in your life. Business is great, but if our life doesn't feel good, it's off balance, isn't it? So what I'd love to share with you, because honestly, you know, nothing I've shared here is fluff or theory or this may happen. This has worked, and really, both Christine and I, this is what we have done. I've known her for 3 years. We were in coaching training together, and we've done this work, and we've cleared out all the limiting beliefs and imprints. So it's allowed us to create not only a beautiful partnership and an amazing business, but our personal lives are just, I'm grateful every morning that I wake up. And we've helped hundreds of women to step into the life they dream about. So it doesn't matter whether you're a healer or whether you're interested in healing, whether you're a coach that strictly wants to coach, this will clear out what's getting in your way right now. So I want to just share some of the big benefits of doing this 8-week live program. And it starts Monday. I'm so excited. I'm just so thrilled. But the first thing is you'll have the confidence and clarity about what you really want. Because sometimes, you know, I started out as a body love coach, and I loved it. But I've switched it around because I was doing what I thought I should do, what I went to coaching school to do. Wasn't what I really wanted to do, you know. So this allows you to have crystal clear clarity. Whew, that's a tough one to say. But you'll also know that you fit in and you belong. So you can also, by just knowing that, you can trust and let go of all the outcomes. Again, I was a chronic check every 5 minutes, has anyone bought anything? I think we check every few days now, you know. But my absolute favorite of this program, what I have loved reading and what I love hearing from my clients, is that you will develop deep, unapologetic self-love and acceptance. Because that's what really matters, isn't it? And this will allow you to take those action steps that are normally a little bit scary. You do it because you know you deserve it. You deserve success. You don't question it. And as coaches and healers, this also helps us to move our clients and inspire people around us. And honestly, it changes how you see yourself in the world. So to kind of go into how this modality works, because I wanted to make it as simple as possible, but this was gifted to me through deep meditation and really feeling in to what worked from trainings I took and what was missing. So I created it to gently, this is kind of like a birthright 1.0, you know, it gently restores your identity to make sure you can see how amazing you are. So there's no missing steps, no confusion, it's really user-friendly, and it's the quickest and most effective way to get from feeling invisible to frickin' I matter, invincible. I truly believe is through this 8-week live program. I know when the last one ended, people were actually like, oh, I wish there were more calls. I mean, it's so not only powerful, but it's so much fun as well. It's just a beautiful group of women. So every week we meet for 40 to 60 minutes. We basically go through and talk about that self. It's healed, and then it is restored. It's an incredible, in a wonderful sacred space through Zoom, like what we're on now. It's also a private Facebook group to support and encourage everybody along the way. And what I added in, which is exciting, is PDFs and little booklets to go through each week. Now, it's all recorded, so if you're not there, you get the recording email emailed to you. And the investment for this 8-week program, which is live, and it's both Christine and I, I do the calls, she holds the space, kind of like we're doing in this webinar today. The investment for 8 weeks is $497, and it's a lot of value for that. I mean, it's just, how can you put a price tag on life-changing, you know, but we wanted to keep it doable. So it's either $497 or it can be divided in 3 payments of $172. Now, we had 4 bonuses when we first started, and one of them was a tarot reading with Christine. Any of you that are in our group, Create Money Magic Mischief, knows what a badass tarot reader she is. She does this incredible Tough Shit Tuesday tarot reading in our group every week. It's so much fun. It's live. But she also does traditional tarot cards. Her and her husband do. So you get, we added that back in if you sign up until midnight. So you get a 15-minute tarot reading with Christine. You also get, after the activation series, we're doing a 90-minute integration workshop. But I also, as I was on this call, I wanted to add in, and unfortunately I don't have them next to me. Let me see if I have some in my drawer. But I wanted to also add in, I made, one of the bonuses that went away was me feeling into someone's energy. Just, I don't have to be there with the person. That's my gift. I'm pretty good at that. And I make them an oil that has crystals in it. So I feel into their energy, and I kind of get pictures of what it is they need to support them through this journey. So then all of my crystals, oh, I wish I could show them to you, but they were all put out in this amazing moon. It was a very powerful moon. So I decided to add that in as a bonus as well. So you will get a fragrant, essential oil made. No one else will have this. It's for you. I'm sending one out today, actually. And it's really great. So they have different crystals. This one is just a clear quartz. But I'm going to add that in as well. So you'll get those 3 bonuses if you sign up by midnight. But after midnight, the bonuses go away tonight, Friday. You can sign up until Sunday, but the bonuses will go away today. And we would be so incredibly honored to have you with us. I don't know if Christine was able to put the link. Let's see. Oh, it looks like there's lots of chatting going on. How did I miss? Oh, good, you did put the link. Excellent, good. Oh, Rachel, you're here. I'm just seeing who's here on here. Let's see. Rachel, yay. Who else is here? It looks like I see other names. Maybe you didn't comment, but I'm so happy to have you guys here. So we would love to have you. And if you have any questions about it, you can send me a PM, and I will be happy to answer any questions. If you enjoyed that energy healing, you can also work with Christine and I to have energy healings. We work one-to-one with people as well. And there's so much exciting, so many exciting things coming up that we'll be offering in the very near future. So I would love to hear how that healing was for you, and I would love to see some of you on our call Monday. So if there's no questions, I'm just looking to see if there's any questions. Oh, my fear of being killed. Wow. Did you feel that one releasing? Hang on, I'm going. What time are the weekly calls? They're at 4 o'clock Pacific time. So I got the timetable way wrong today, but that's 7 o'clock Eastern time. Now, we have a few, I know in our last call, we had people in Australia, we had people in the UK and Sweden, but everything's recorded. And the really good thing about energy healing is that there's no separation of hearing it live versus hearing it in a call. I mean, I do recordings every morning. I wake up and I play our key codes. You know, I do the goddess one, I love that one, and I do our money ones. So you don't have to be there to get the benefits of the call. And you also, like I'd mentioned, you get the oil, and that's something that as well, I just feel into you. And then I love these. I mean, it's really fun. It's fun to make them for someone that it's their unique fragrance, I guess I want to say, because it's really fun to feel into that. And some of them have rose petals. One, actually, I created a money one, and I put alfalfa in it, so I just get messages to do things, and I go with it, so they're pretty powerful. So does that answer your question? So it's every week, and then everything's in the membership area, and you also get emailed all the links and all the PDFs. So anything else? Just seeing if there's any other. I'm not in the Facebook group, but hopefully there's no messages going on there. I'm sure Christine's on it. But if that's it for today, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. And thank you all so much for showing up. And please feel free to ask either one of us any questions you have. It's going to be an incredible 8-week journey, and we'd love to have you. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. It's the weekend. For those of you in Australia, it's already the weekend. So enjoy. Lots of love. Okay, bye.